Christmas!
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. It's Verb and Rick here. We're doing what we think we do. Not best, but mediocrely, is talking about horror movies. And we're doing it for a good cause. We're doing it to promote a big event going down at Press Time Design, October 26th, the Ho 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 Halloween event, where you guys can all come by, have a hot dog, grab a t-shirt, drop off some toys for the kiddies.
That's right.
Because we all know that when it comes to Christmas, everyone's busy. So let's do it early. Let's have fun. Let's celebrate Halloween while also giving gifts out to the little kiddies.
Well done, Bird. You are a gentleman, and I think you're a lot smarter than people think you are.
People don't think I'm smart?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think you're smarter than they think.
Well, I drive a Dodge Stratus.
It's a good car. Smart people drive them.
What are we talking about today? We're talking about a good one today. We are talking
X. Yeah.
Which
We're
watched
talking
a couple days ago for the first time.
Come on.
I had never. It's newer. Don't judge me too much.
Fair enough. Came out in 2022. Shot during pandemic times. Directed by Ty West. It was his return to horror after doing some other stuff for a while. He did like House of the Devil. What's that other one? The Innkeepers, I think. So he's pretty sick at genre filmmaking. And I was stoked that he was back. And then after seeing the trailer, I was like, oh, this is going to be a good one. It's kind of sold as like, I don't know what I took from it. And this is going back to seeing the trailer, which I probably seen in 2021 or, early 2022. It seemed like a pornography film shoot gone wrong, basically.
That's exactly what it is. I didn't watch
in a nutshell. Yeah,
I didn't watch the trailer. The only thing I knew about it going in is that it was very scandalous.
It was quite scandalous.
But I did read the synopsis. So basically, it starts, I think, at like a strip club, and this guy who owns a strip club. It starts with one of the main girls just doing a big rip of something. I don't know what it is.
White stuff.
Some sort of white stuff, and then she's hyping herself up like she wants to be a star. And then they head on a road trip, and there's a bunch of other people, and you later find out that they're headed to this farm that they rented to film an exotic movie called, I think, The Farmer's Daughter.
Yeah.
So who's in? So there's a couple girls there. There's like a cameraman that they got who's like just out of film school. He's all excited. He brings his girlfriend, who is the only person in the movie that I recognize, and she's fairly new. Ortega, is that?
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. And now she's like a big time star.
I was curious about that. Now she's Wednesday. She's blown up huge. So this movie was before?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I was kind of curious. I'm like, would she do this if she had already done all that other stuff? But either way, she was really good in it. At first, she's playing like she's not on board for any of it. She doesn't like what they're doing, and
what does she call them? She calls them dirty movies, I think.
Yeah, I think dirty movies.
Yeah. But yeah, she does an absolute fantastic job in it. Verb, continue with the story and how this plays out.
Right. So they're headed to this farm. They get to the farm. The kind of like ringleader, the older guy who, like, actually, if you told me this actor was a Wilson brother, like a fourth Wilson brother or something, I would believe it. But I looked it up. He's not.
Can I tell you something interesting?
Hit me.
He is not a Wilson brother. But he's in another movie we've reviewed already.
Which one?
The Ring. He's the boyfriend, or the creepy kid's dad. You didn't recognize him?
He's aged. No, I didn't recognize him. Not even a little bit. We've all aged a little.
Yes, we have. He's definitely much better looking in The Ring, but I think he's still pretty good for like probably 50 or something. He looks good.
Yeah, so he's the one who's like he's ready to make this movie. He thinks it's going to be a masterpiece.
Yeah,
they get to the farm
with the cash.
Yeah, they get to the farm and they're renting out this cabin on the farm property. So I guess he's got to stop by the farm first, get the keys, get everything, situated. The old guy answers the door. He's super creepy and he's just got a gun pointed at him. He doesn't even remember like renting the place out, it seems, at
Yeah,
least. So he brings him in. He shows him the place. He's creepy off the bat. He tells him he doesn't like him very much. So
yeah,
something's gonna happen. And
right.
this whole time, you kind of just see this old woman up in the farmhouse, just kind of just staring at everything
Mm.
that's happening.
Staring, judging.
Big time.
So that old guy, he also has been telling all of the people that have come on the film crew, stay away from my wife. But then she keeps starting to appear. She keeps, like, clearly there's something that is intriguing her about this group of people and whatever it is they're doing, but she starts kind of spying on them and starts looking in on some of the scenes that they're shooting, and
And
she digs it.
I was gonna say, is it fair to say she likes what she sees? And
Yes.
so it's later revealed that well, first off, I'll say, like, right from the beginning, I thought that this was an easy one to figure out. I thought that it was going to be some sort of religious group that had a problem with what they were doing, and they were going to be kind of the bad guys or whatever.
Right.
And
I
then
mean,
it went in a different direction, which is awesome.
oh yeah.
Um, for sure. And it kind of turns out that that old woman, she was like this beautiful, beautiful girl back in her day, and she just kind of misses those times. Her and her husband aren't getting together anymore, and she's trying to get things going, and he's like, I
Howard's
can't.
Howard's got a bad heart.
And so he shuts her
Oh
down,
no.
and that really gets her going, and now she's angry. And the one thing that I was thinking of is like, what is this guy's problem? If he just would have just had a good evening with the missus, none of this would have happened.
Herb, he explains very clearly, I have a
Got a
bad
bad
heart. What do you want? The old boy to have a heart attack? Well, I guess if you're going to go, that it could
That's a
be worse, you know?
it's a good way to go. And then I guess when I was watching it at that point of the movie, I kind of just thought he was using it as an excuse. Like I thought he was maybe a little tired. He just wanted to watch baseball. Or
You thought that old dickweed just like was making up a lie about it?
yeah,
Clearly she runs the show over there.
yeah. If she wants to get socked,
Yeah.
there is a scene. We're gonna move forward. Just this doesn't change the story much, but there is a scene with the two of them making sweet love, and
Yes.
the exact thoughts the exact thoughts going on through my head when I was watching this, because all you see is this really old man, white, wrinkly butt flying in the air.
That's what
And,
my ass looks like for
and
sure, I bet.
I'm sure it does. And I'm just thinking that you're the one who suggested we watch this movie and how awesome it is. And I'm just sitting there saying, Rick is one sick mother.
Oh, dude. Oh, I'm sorry about that, but you did enjoy it, so
Oh, no, it's
I
great.
think
And
okay.
one of the main characters was hiding under that bed the whole time. Could you imagine
Yeah.
that?
Oh, dude. See, that wouldn't be. Yeah, that I guess that would be pretty bad,
Yeah,
especially
it would be scary.
especially given the situation. Because I just want to jump back into our little monologue here about where the story was going, because after after Howard shuts down Pearl, Pearl is the old lady. After she gets shut down for her, whatever it is that she's doing, and she's angry, she meets one of the kids out in the, like, he's just trying to leave.
To New Wednesday, her this character Ortega, she is not having this. But actually, when she is filming the scenes, she's the one holding the boom mic, and you
Mm,
can tell she's getting a little shaky, and she's kind of got the look in her eyes where she's starting to like what they're doing too.
you know,
So one night after they filmed a couple scenes, she speaks up and she's like, "I want to be in the movie. Put me in." And her boyfriend, who's the director, says, "No way, this isn't happening." And she's saying, "I'm doing it no matter what."
right.
So she films a scene. He's all upset. He takes off. He's going to leave her behind, leave all of it behind. And when he's trying to leave, that's when he meets Pearl. And Pearl takes her shot, because why not? So Pearl gives the man a nice little hug, maybe grabs his tush, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
and tries to give him a smooch. He's not having it. He's polite about it, I would say. I think his response was, "Why would you do that?" Which
Yeah.
I think I said to you once when you kissed me on the neck. I said, Why would you do that? And you said because it's your birthday.
Buddy, happy birthday, buddy. Dude, you've done, not to get off track here, but you've done a lot of stuff to me where I've said, hey, don't do that. Dude, this shirt I'm wearing right now.
Yeah.
One time I got picked up from a party with this
Mhm.
shirt in my hand. I'm holding it. Why? Because you ripped it right off my back, and right in the center of the back, there's a hole like this big. I still wear it though because I think it's kind of more badass now. But you've
Show
done
me the
things
hole.
too.
That's true. Nobody's innocent in this 32-year friendship.
See it?
So, yeah, there it is.
It's all good. I think you made it cooler, so thank you.
No problem. Love you, buddy.
Uh,
I
okay,
think
so,
if it,
so can we talk about this first kill just for a moment?
yeah, it's a good one.
Dude, okay, so the first time I seen the movie, obviously I knew that, things were going to get a little bit screwed up that night, but that first kill is just so gory and brutal and like visceral. You're like, "Oh my god." Like when she's doing it, it looks just really real to me of how an old lady would do that if she was gonna.
Yeah.
And like the first time I seen it, it was one of those ones where you're like, holy moly, what's the deal? Why are you
Yeah.
so mad?
She's angry.
Yeah,
She's just so lonely and misses the old days, the times where she is having.
right.
She really takes a liking to like kind of I guess the star, the character that we were talking to at the beginning of the movie, um, who's a big star of the porn
Y-
they're making, and
yes,
she really seems to
Maxine.
take a liking to her and is trying to get with her. And there is a scene where Pearl's all bloodied up from that first kill, I think,
Yeah,
and she just sneaks into that girl's room and gets into bed with her and is like just trying to kind of spoon her, but she's getting blood like all over, and it's one of the
Ye-
creepiest, I'd say.
oh yeah, for sure. Super crazy. One kind of cool thing about this that you may or may not know, Verb, is that Pearl, the old lady, is played by that same girl, Maxine.
It,
It's the same actor.
okay, so the next movie, Maxine, is about Pearl when Pearl was young.
No. So Pearl
Oh,
is the prequel. So not to jump ahead
yeah,
on this, but I'm just going to do it. After X was made, Ty West and Mia Goth, who's the star, who's Maxine,
yeah,
they asked the production company, "Hey, it's still COVID. We're on set. We have a new script. We want to do a prequel." So all they did was basically make that old farm look nice. They just like put a fresh coat of paint on everything, and then they
yeah.
shot Pearl, which I think is set in the 1920s, and it's her story about like Pearl wanting
When
to
she was
be,
young and beautiful, and
yeah, young, beautiful, and she wanted to
that's
get
cool.
out of that damn town and be a Hollywood actor and do all these things. But obviously, she never got out, so that's why she's also super bummed in X, is because she feels like her life was wasted.
Right, and she's jealous of these other people who are
Hell
doing
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Can I bring up another scene which is one of my favorites in the movie, which I think is just the way that it was shot, is the when you said Maxine, when she was just like taking a little naked dip in the pond in the farm,
Right.
and there's a gator in there, and she has no idea, and the gator is following her as she's swimming back to the dock, but it's all
Yeah,
filmed from up above, like if you're just looking down below, and it's one of those moments where you're like just yelling at the TV, just
yeah.
like look, keep going,
Go.
and but
You
she
gotta
obviously
keep
gets
going.
out. I honestly don't even think she knew that the alligator was there,
No, no clue.
but the alligator does satisfy its thirst for blood later. It gets one of the
Yes.
other characters too.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Which was
one
a
of the.
was a great kill too.
Oh yeah, 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 for sure. I think stuff like that is kind of what makes a movie like this kind of pop and be really cool. It's like it's just good writing, in my opinion. Like the movie would have been fine. It would have went off without a hitch. No gator. You don't need to have the gator. But
Yeah,
on the other hand, just like adding these little tiny elements that like can throw you in a different direction or make you think about something else or like produce a different type of scare, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they just throw in a little treat for you. Just
Yeah.
just something a little extra.
And you know how I like my killer animal movies, such as Anaconda, Lake
Lake
Placid.
Placid.
Two good ones, right? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah, both good. This movie definitely ruled. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it. Um,
Can I say this?
Go.
I don't want to compound the homework on you, old buddy.
Oh,
However, you really should watch Pearl because I was hyped on X. I was like, that's pretty good. I like that a lot. And then when I saw Pearl, even just as soon as I seen the trailer for Pearl and found out that it existed, I'm like, oh, I like X even more now. Then when you
yeah.
watch Pearl and all of Pearl's motivations make sense to you in X, it's like even better. Makes like
And
it's like such a great companion movie. Probably give X like a solid 8, 9, or a
eight,
9.
nine.
Yeah. What
I
about
like
you?
it. I think you probably gave Hereditary some like a high, maybe not a high nine, but definitely in a nine. I'm gonna give X an 8.7, slightly lower, but I was loving it.
That's a very nice score from a nice boy.
A nice score from a nice fella. I bet Pearl would think I'm a nice fella.
I bet she would.
But you know
It's
what? I
her
don't think I
standards
would.
are low.
I don't
No,
think.
I don't. I don't mean you. I just mean she's kind of down to clown with anybody.
Yeah. No, I think I would just have to give Pearl what she likes if it's gonna save all my friends.
Well, dude, I'm sure if they knew that, like one of those, somebody would have been like, "I'll do it."
Yeah, I'll just do this. It's
But she
fine.
didn't. Pearl. The problem was, is Pearl didn't present it that way. Pearl wasn't
No.
like, "Hey, all you guys are toast unless somebody does me tonight."
Actually, yeah, yeah. If she just would have threw her cards on the table, we could have wrapped this up.
Would have been fine.
But actually, if we talk about how Pearl went down, so basically, Maxine is kind of the one who is really the lone survivor. The old man gets scared, and he does have a heart attack, so he dies.
Yeah,
Pearl's trying to save his life. She can't. She has a shotgun. She shoots Maxine. But just because of how powerful and how she weighs like 90 pounds, the kickback sends her flying. And there was a constant thing going through the movie about her like potentially breaking her hip, or she may have broken her hip once. But like, so that broke her hip. So she was down and she couldn't do anything. And then does Maxine take her out?
yeah. She
Yeah.
runs her over with the van or with the
Oh,
with
you're right.
Howard's truck. Like
And then
when the shotgun thing happened, I loved it so much. I thought it was freaking perfect.
how she went flying.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah. We should have done this every time we said it to the max. Uh, yeah, you made up for it. Maxine gets away, and then the movie basically ends the way that it began, with her
Yes.
just ripping some more fat lines in the
Yeah.
truck.
With her doing that. And then I think the idea, though, is that Maxine and Pearl have a lot in common where they both feel like they need
They
a
deserve
better,
more.
yeah, they deserve a better life. And they're both trying to get it. And Pearl really tried to get it. And now Maxine's trying to get it. So I think what it's trying to say is that when Maxine's out, now she's on the way to her new life. Like this is day one of new life. And
Yeah,
I don't know if you know this, but there's now a sequel to X called Maxine, and
it's great. So you built a little franchise here.
yeah, exactly, and it's set in the '80s. It's Maxine, played by Mia Goth, in Hollywood, trying to make it in the porn industry, but she's a little,
So so she's Pearl basically,
yeah,
which is makes it very cool that she ended up playing
right,
Pearl.
pretty cool.
Very cool. And I think this movie it deserves the score we gave it.
I think so. 8, 9.
Woo!
Well,
Awesome, buddy.
I would say that does it for another round of this little P cast. So thank you guys for watching. If you've come this far, we
Don't
we
don't forget to
appreciate you.
join us again tomorrow because we'll be back at it again. You're not getting rid of us until the end of October, baby.